Hello, welcome to Inner Alchemist Tarot. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for these messages that are about to come in here. As you're always looking out from our eyes, it's us humans who tend to turn away for whatever reason that is. As we continue to co-create this beautiful place together, the dream manifested. So what we're going to do today for Pisces is that we're going to look into career. And if you have any intentions, please bring it to up front here. Breathe into your heart space, as we have only the highest of frequencies joining us. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit, for these messages. We're going to start out with just an oracle to just open up the reading. What do we have today, Spirit, to start out this reading? Okay. We have amble with contentment. Waiting rather than acting is going to be most advantageous now. So sometimes it's good to wait for that inspired action. As we talked about last time in the general Piscean reading, is that it's good to have a nice meditation practice and to do it not for the answers to come or not to make anything happen, but simply just to merge with your inner self, with your inner being, with Source. And then the answers do come, inspired action does come. So we're going to start out with that, with the seahorses here. Number 9. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What do we have here? Spirit, for the messages for Pisceans, career and finances. What are we looking at? Spirit, thank you for these messages. What do we have to start out the reading here, Spirit? We're going to take this one here, and we have the High Priestess. Beautiful. Oh, we have the High Priestess. How fitting. And this is you, Pisces. This is the Piscean. The Moon card also represents the Piscean collective, as we're tuning into the collective here together. And the High Priestess is that knowing, again, waiting rather than acting. You're waiting for that. The soul voice comes through and bypasses the brain, trying to figure it out in your mind so much. You're trying to figure it out in your mind so much, it can get really frustrating, because sometimes those thoughts, well, they will charge emotions that will backfire and cause more resistance. And that's what we're trying to do, is relieve the resistance and allow Spirit to come through and give us the messages, give us that inspired action when it happens. And here we have, with the High Priestess, we have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is literally you're celebrating with others. So this is a coming together. When it's related to your career, this is going towards, in your inner knowing, going towards that job that you've been waiting for. And that the cards are clearly saying that this is celebration time after the heartache. Some of you have gone through. Look at the mirror. It's kind of neat. Hi, you can see me. Some of you have gone through some heartache in your career. You may have changing jobs. You may be leaving jobs that don't serve you. As a collective, it has been difficult for the Pisces, even to hold on to money, hold on to a job. There could be, rivalry at the workplace, challenges with people, people that are, backstabbing you, talking behind your back, because they may be jealous of your talents. that because you are very talented, you have entrepreneurial energy to you, and that's a big thing. It's really just going towards that inner knowing. When Source speaks through you, you have that inspired action to move towards something better. And what it's saying here is that there's a time of celebration. This is the Trinity, the mind, body, spirit card, is that chairs, and it's the cups, which is emotions, feelings. It is your time, Pisces, to step up, okay? And moving beyond that heartache of disappointment. You've gone through enough. You don't need to just sit there and take it anymore. And this is what Spirit's coming through to say, okay? So with that 7 of Swords showing up here, with that 3 of Swords, is that definitely it's moving on. It's a progression. You're taking those swords and you're moving on. After all of that heartache that you put up with for whatever reason. You may have been selling yourself short, just because you didn't feel like you could make more money. You couldn't speak up with your voice. Pisces tend to be soft-spoken. We're going to get some clarifier cards for this, okay? Pisces tend to be soft-spoken. And so now it's your time to really listen to Source. It's coming through in this reading, telling you that you have the backup from so many beings that have come and gone, the highest of angels, the archangels, your spirit guides, all of who you are, your aspects, your facets of the highest of wisdom, now to tap into that inner knowing. Go forward, because it's time to celebrate and go towards that job where you feel comfortable with others. If it's not working out, it doesn't mean that you leave because those people, you can't stand your boss, you can't stand your coworkers. No, because it will follow you around to the next job. What you do is you're making peace. That's what these cards reading. If you're brought to this reading, these cards are here as a confirmation to say, hey, you're going to make peace, because what's coming at you right now is you're moving beyond that heartache. You're picking up those swords, you're moving on after the disappointment, and you're not going to take it anymore, okay? But you're going to stand strong there because you have infinite intelligence backing you up. And you'll know when to make the right move. And this is what came in here in the Oracle card at the beginning, is that waiting rather than acting is going to be more it's a higher advantage for you now, is that you'll know and you'll wait for the right time to happen. And it's clearly saying here that you have it backing you up, and you'll know when to make the right move. And see, at the bottom of the deck here is that 2 of Swords, is that, taking the blindfold off. 2s are choices. Swords are of the mind. It's the air signs, the Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra energies. It's the moving on from that mental anguish and protecting yourself. Taking the blindfold off and moving on, okay? And then we have the Queen of Wands right there. Beautiful. The Queen of Wands right here is clearly saying that, now you're going to... And that's the feminine fire energies, the fire signs being Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, is that you have that active energy within you, and you're going to move on from all that, heartache. And here's the moon here. And again, we were talking how the moon is the Piscean energies. And we're in the new moon energies of Cancerian. So beneficial. My intuition is telling me as I'm reading these cards, what is this High Priestess card here, Spirit? Is that this week is the time to just, again, as this Amble with Contentment card is saying right here, is just wait out the storm, and we'll have a clarifier card on time and what this all is going to come into being. Of course, you're going to listen to your intuition, but these cards, I always say the cards just never lie. What is this High Priestess, Spirit? Okay, so we have this. Beautiful. So here's your wish fulfillment card. So cards don't lie, as we were just saying. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. High Priestess off to the wish fulfillment card. The 9 of Cups is the wish fulfillment. Your dream is going to come true. It is not the time to act, perhaps right now. Again, you check in with yourself. But these cards are saying that, this week alone is that time to just be still. And it's a beautiful time, too, at this moment of the new moon of Cancerian energies coming at us, to just take it easy. And again, with that past Piscean reading we just did the other day, is to breathe and have a good meditation practice. Not necessarily to make things happen or to get insights or ideas about anything, but just to simply do nothing. To be. Feel yourself. Feel whatever comes up. Feel any of the tensions. Feel any of the sorrows or grief or pain. Feel the things of joy, elation, happiness. Feel it. And when you're feeling and you're moving more into your feelings, because Pisces tend to get overloaded with the feelings. We tend to get so saturated into our feelings that we just kind of can shut down or turn away or distract ourselves. And Pisces, out of a lot of the zodiac signs, tend to go into things of the devil energy of the bondage, to just sidetrack ourselves and to forget, drugs, addiction, whatever that is. It could be, workaholic, just drowning yourself into work to forget things, or again, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is this is going to just shut down the things of our feelings, because it's just too painful to look at. But now is our time, guys. So High Priestess wish fulfillment card, that is beautiful together, absolutely stunning. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. What is this Three of Cups? Good deep breaths to go in and fill up your lungs and let that breath out, and wait for the pause. Wait for that pause. And then breathe in again when it's time. What is this Three of Cups, Spirit? And what we do is wait. We wait and wait and wait and wait, and eventually the card, it's just like this reading. I listen intuitively to the messages coming through between the cards. I don't just read the cards. I tap into Spirit is working through me and coming out and speaking on through Muriel's mouth here on behalf of everyone, and to give you these messages. So this is how it works, okay? And when it's time is right, the message comes out, and I know it, and I can feel it. I can feel it either to stop, the card flies out, or to literally stop and to pick a card. Okay? So then we have two cards coming out for the Three of Cups, and we have the Knight of Cups. So as you can see, the Knight here is taking the cup, one of these cups, and moving on into the Page of Wands, which is a message coming through. A message is, it's a younger type of, learning something, perhaps a new job. On the new job, some of you might be going towards a job that's more fulfilling and learning new skills. So as you can see, this knights are just taking that cup, moving on, and starting a new skill set, perhaps. Maybe it's turning a hobby into a full-time job. Okay, so pages are messages coming through, and what we could do, we can get clarifier for that Page of Wands. What is this Page of Wands, Spirit? Is taking that bold leap of faith, basically, and using your skill sets, because some of you are extremely talented. Pisces are usually that way. It's the last sign of the zodiac. We've had a gazillion lifetimes and more to come. We're endless beings, of course. It's the spiritual side of the deck, the most emotional side of the deck, very sensitive, but at the same time believing that we can do this, okay? And then the Eight of Swords. So moving beyond all of this, this is beautiful. So if you look at this, Okay, listening to your intuition, you are the high priestess. Your wish fulfillment coming into being with others into a whole new arena. Perhaps you're renewing your entrepreneurship or your job that you're at, renewing it with others, staying again. You can't leave a job because you don't like the people or the boss, because it will follow you with you. You make peace where you're at, and that's what that contentment, amble with contentment at this time. Making peace within yourself, connecting with source, with the higher part of yourself, and then everything else comes into play. He's grabbing that cup, he's moving on into a whole new arena, moving away from that being tied up and being, stabbed and protecting yourself for whatever reason you had to protect yourself in the workplace, okay? Some of you may have been really unhappy with your job, or really unhappy with the situation of not having a job. Some of you may have been stuck for too long of not having any employment, and that has caused some heartache. Okay, so you're going to pick up that energy into, what is this? 3 of Swords, Spirit. And again, the swords of the mind. And if Pisces gets stuck in the mind, that's where the emotions, because thoughts create emotions, and can really create havoc in the body. Okay, so here we go. There's another page. And so now you're starting a new beginning. There are messages coming through is that you're going to pick up that sword and you're going to move on. Picking up the swords and moving on. That's beautiful. What is this Page of Swords, Spirit? There's no more having to fight anything. There's no more having to do that. Exactly. Look, the stars showing up. This is Aquarian energy. This is also the Serpent Serendipity Miracle card. So this is beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. This is such a gorgeous reading. So after the heartache, you're starting anew. Message coming through is that you are now, as you're listening to your intuition, there's justice being happening with the star. So just balancing out the scales. You're moving on. It's a balancing on as you listen to the messages coming through. Take what you need, leave the rest. When you listen to the messages coming through, there's a balancing of the situation, and this star card is sticking out. It's sticking straight out. It's in the middle of the reading. It's a new beginning. It's a new way that you're going to pick it up. Look at, she's picking up the water, and she's got water. She's got a lot of happening here, and she's spilling it out into the land. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land. Vulnerable. Nakedness too. She's vulnerable. And what's happening here? She's as the new beginning, but that's okay because she knows Spirit is backing her up, and a Justice card here is balancing out the scales, picking up the swords after the heartache and moving on. What is this 7 of Swords, Spirit? Perfect. So here we go. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And you're going off into the world. Whew. So, wow. What a beautiful reading we have here for Pisces Career. You're moving on. You're going deep. You're going to take some time out. And then when you do that and you listen to Spirit and you listen to that inspired action, you'll know when to make the right move. It will happen. You can't get it wrong either. You cannot get it wrong. Let's do one final card for an outcome card, which is the World card. But let's clarify this as one final card, or cards that come out for this reading. We'll do an oracle, a couple oracles, and then we'll close up the reading. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. What a gorgeous reading. What is this World card? What outcome do we have for this Pisces, for the career and finances? What is going on? What is going on? What is happening here? Oh, and so that's it right there. When there's a death, there's a new beginning. So the Death card here is saying that you have a new beginning, and that is exactly what we have been saying through this entire reading, is that you're moving on into a new beginning. You can't stay anymore where you were. Absolutely perfect. That's it right there, the bottom of the deck. Knight of Swords. You're moving on. You're moving towards the rebirth, and that is what's happening to the collective of the Pisceans right now. Rebirth. Rebirth. Your rebirth, because the Queen of Cups is one of the most highly intuitive cards of the deck besides the High Priestess. You have a rebirth into listening, and you're not drowning in your emotions because the Queen of Feminine, water energy, which is Piscean, Cancerian, and Sagittarius or Scorpio. So you have a mastery of your emotions, and you're moving on. You're taking that wand and you're moving on. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So let's get a couple of these. Let's get one moon card or whatever comes out here. What final messages do we have for Spirit for Pisces career and finances? Shine, baby, shine. And it's a new moon. Yes, there's that Leo energy. There's that action-oriented passion. But it doesn't mean to have to take action. Sometimes non-action is the action. And that's what we had in the first deck right here. Is it waiting rather than acting? Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So now, let's see. These are beautiful cards. These are cards of time. So let's see what happens here. Spirit, what messages do we have here for our final card for this reading for career and finances for Pisces? What are we looking at as far as timing? When things are going to come into play here? Okay. And we have enjoy time. 6 days, 6 weeks, and that's exactly what we were saying. Okay, this is exactly what we're saying for this entire reading, is that you're going to amble with contentment, you're going to wait for inspired action to come through because your wish fulfillment is coming. And it's a week's time because in about a week we have a new moon, and the new moon is a perfect time to set intentions. So perhaps you want to do a ceremony. Perhaps you want to have your intention set to do some kind of ceremony for yourself, intentions, what you really want. And when you do that, and then you get on with things and just get distracted, get off the subject, allow Spirit to deliver. So 6 here is enjoy time. An infinite ribbon is a Triskelion shape that swirls in a more diverse way than, for example, the recumbent 8. So that like the number 8 is like the figure 8. This is a different way of its way it swirls. Okay. Let me just pick this up here. It represents a certain creativity that expresses itself in plain figures. In general, there's nothing specific to decide or undertake right now. There's no need to wait for anything either. The order of the day is a timeout which you can enjoy. So as far as your job, to achieve something great is not constantly required to slave away. Often it takes a certain amount of time in a relaxed routine for something great to emerge. Okay? So that's perfect for what was said throughout this reading. It's a lovely match. Thank you so much, Spirit, for these messages. Thank you for tuning in here. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you so much for liking the video, subscribing to this channel as we build it together. And thank you, Spirit, for these messages, for coming through. And I will see you next time, and many blessings on your journey, friend.